The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines nostalgia as a sad pleasure experienced in recalling what no longer exists. Now, nostalgia is a weird topic for a variety of reasons. I recall my first experience of what I would call nostalgia happened at a very young age. I believe I was in like 4th grade, and I was hanging out at my friend's house, and I just remember sitting on his couch with him, and this was around Christmas time, and I looked over at him, and I was like, man, do you remember how Christmas used to feel back in the day? And he kind of looked at me like I was crazy and was just like, what are you talking about? And so I just looked back at him and I was like, never mind. But looking back, even at that young age, for some reason I had this weird recollection of how when I was super little, Christmas just felt a little more magical. And now 4th grade for me was obviously different than 4th grade for some other people, because when I was in 4th grade, it was around the time when I first got access to the internet. So obviously, I'm in 4th grade, I start looking up and doing my own research, trying to figure out if Santa's real and stuff, and that kind of was the moment that a lot of the magic started to die for me. Alright, now my reason for titling this video, Nostalgia is Killing You, is because we have a weird way of approaching nostalgia in our modern society. Nostalgia anymore is mostly used as bait. If you look at the definition that we use for it too, it is described as a sad, pleasureful experience. So yeah, while experiencing nostalgia, you're going to feel sad and you miss the way things used to be, or these old ways. You do get a sense of happiness or pleasure, I guess you could say, from it. Now, nostalgia can be good in short term, or in like little amounts at a time. It's good to see something and feel a little bit of nostalgia because it's healthy. You set up the Christmas tree with your family, and it's a Christmas tree that you've had for a long time. You look into that Christmas tree and you're like, man, I miss when I was a kid. I miss how simple things used to be. But you know, it's okay. Things are fine now. Things are going okay now. It's okay to be a little bit sad, but you know, just reminisce over how things used to be. But now, with access to the internet and people constantly posting about nostalgic things and griping about how things used to be better, we're kind of in a climate where nostalgia is almost weaponized. People use it to try to gouge emotions out of you and make you miss things that you shouldn't be missing or mourning this much. A big one that I like to talk about is video games. The current gaming space is definitely suffering. For whatever reason, it feels like the quality and quantity of uploads has just really diminished in the past few years, so it's a really easy community to kind of target and go after and be like, oh my god guys, look at how good Minecraft used to be. It was so simple in this form. Or look at how good Fortnite used to be. It used to be so simple, and now, oh, what are they doing with all of these collabs? I mean, you can really do it for any game, and people will just be like, yeah, man, I just hate the way things are going right now, so what are we doing? And all they do is just sit there and they'll like and scroll and like and scroll. Nostalgia is a very, very effective way to get people to click on something and just want to feel some kind of reminiscent emotion of how things used to be, these simpler times. I'm sure many of you, in a way, clicked on this video hoping to find nostalgic stuff even. I mean, you look at the cover of the video, I already know what the thumbnail is. It's a nostalgic looking picture, man. An old style Christmas tree like that probably makes a lot of people think of their childhoods. So what am I trying to get to with this video? What I'm trying to say basically is you need to be more mindful about how you approach nostalgic things. It's very okay to see something and be like, man, you know, that was better back then, or maybe I was a little bit happier back then. But at the same time, you can't constantly have that be the only thing that you think about. You'll destroy yourself. If all you think about is, man, my life was better back when I had my old friend group back in high school or back in college or whatever it might be, because all you're going to think about is how things used to be better, and you'll never think about how things are going right now. A good approach that I've started to take to this personally is I'll just be having a decent time. You know, say I'm playing a video game with my friends, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to be nostalgic about this moment someday. This is a good moment. I'm making a good moment right now. And so in doing that, you kind of spend a little bit less time just thinking so retrospectively. I don't remember which philosopher it was. It was one of the transcendentalist ones. I'll pop it up on screen right now. He was very adamant that even in his age that we lived in a very retrospective era, or like an era that's always looking backwards and not looking forwards. I think very much now we do the same thing, just in a different way. All we do is think about how things were happier, because if I'm being honest, things are getting worse. I mean, the current like economic and political state of the world is pretty bad. That sounds like the meme right now, the Jaden Smith.
Dude, like, oh my god, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
I promise I'm being dead ass right now. I'm not trying to sound smart. Things are just shit right now, right? It's bad. and everybody wants to get through it. But looking back and reminiscing really isn't going to change anything, and people like me and you, assuming you're a normal person watching this, you can't really do very much to change that. So, my proposition, you make the best out of what you can. You find things to be grateful for. There's a guy who I knew, and I talked to him every once in a while, and I really liked this approach that he had towards life. He told me that every day he tries to find one thing he's grateful for. Then the next day he'd try to find 2, and then 3, and I'd listen to him say this and I'd be like, man, that's pretty silly, you know. That's what would I be doing that for every single day? He's like, well, eventually, once you get into the higher numbers, you just kind of start being grateful for everything around you because you have to find so many things. And, you know, you try it out for yourself and you realize, you know, I really just don't appreciate the things around me that I could appreciate. A lot of you watching this, obviously, you have access to technology. That's amazing. You have the internet. You get to watch a weird random guy ramble about nostalgia for however long this video is. And things might be bad. You might have other aspects of your life. You might have just gotten out of a relationship, like had a girlfriend break up with you, or, you know, maybe you didn't get anything for Christmas. Those things suck, and, you know, you can feel sad about that. Just like nostalgia, you can look back, you can feel sad about how things were, but you can't dwell on it and have it be the only thing you do. Those are going to be, like, miserable people do that. So, to finish out this short video, I just want to reiterate, nostalgia's fine, right? Look back on your happier times. It's the holiday season, I know. Think back to when you were a kid, maybe at your grandma's house, hanging out with your cousins, and everything felt so carefree and fun, and you couldn't wait to see what Santa left you under the Christmas tree. That's okay to think back and be a little bit sad thinking about that, because, you know, now things aren't that easy. But you can't let it define your life, man. You gotta keep moving forward. You gotta find your new goals. You gotta do what you're gonna do, because at the end of the day, you're stuck here. And you gotta live with yourself. And so that's another piece of advice I'll give you. If you're not happy with yourself, you gotta get on top of that right away, because if you can't live with yourself, it's hard for other people to live with you. So keep doing your best, keep getting better, and we'll be back with another video soon. See ya.